We are kicking off a new segment on the podcast, which is listener Q&A. This first one comes from Sally, and she did share a few pictures with me. She says, the color of our carpet in the living room has been difficult to choose. It is a kind of a solid brown color. There are two openings to the area. One, the adjacent room that's butting up against the carpet is wood, and the other that's butting up against the carpet is tile. The wood is brown, the tile is also brown. She goes on to say that my husband is against the idea of area rugs, so wall-to-wall is our decision. I sometimes think we ought not to do any updates until the stock market stabilizes, but I do want to replace the whole downstairs living room and long hallway with carpet. I'm open to something else in that rarely used downstairs area. So far, we've had bids for $12,000 to $17,000, and I assume she means for the cost of wall-to-wall carpeting and installation. So here are my suggestions that don't involve area rugs and keeping cost in mind. I would choose wall-to-wall carpeting that has variation in the fibers, something with specks or strands of different tones, all within the same color, to give it some variety. The goal here is twofold: to hide any stains and vacuum lines better, and to get rid of this flat block of brown color that covers one of the largest surfaces in the room. I think it's kind of sucking the energy out of it. So what color to choose? You've already got two competing browns going on between the wood and the tile flooring, if you're not counting the carpeting. So if you're not afraid of a soft cream color for your carpeting, again, with variations throughout, not a solid color, then I think that would tie in the wood and the tile floors the best. It would kind of break up all of the brown. If you have a no shoes policy in your home and you get carpeting that is stain resistant, it's actually not that hard to maintain, especially since you don't use the area that much. However, if a cream colored carpet makes you nervous, my second choice for color would be to stick with neutrals, something in the tan family, but different enough from the tile and the wood, so probably going lighter. I think that if you were to introduce a color for the wall-to-wall carpeting, like blue or green or burgundy, it would make the flooring look more chopped up than it already is. The tiled area is so distinctive and the wood is so different from that I think you want to de-emphasize the carpeting. And to help with that, my last suggestion would be to paint the walls of the living room. First of all, paint is the least expensive way to transform a space, but specifically for your downstairs living area, I think it would also help to kind of detract from the mix of different types of flooring going on. It can be a soft color if you don't love bold colors. You could look for inspiration from what's right outside your window. So like a soft green, for example, would really work nicely with all of the browns and tans, because we often see that color combination in nature, think trees or bushes. And finally, a completely different way to go would be wall-to-wall patterned carpeting. Probably tone on tone, so something like a creamy background with a tan trellis pattern or something. You could also choose a repeating pattern of squares that might take a cue from the tile flooring that's in the other room. That way, the entrance mudroom area, that's all that tile that's so distinctive. If you get a carpet that has that kind of pattern to it, I would suggest like a flat weave carpet that doesn't have a lot of tall pile to it. If it has a nice pattern on it in squares or like a trellis pattern, like I said, that are roughly the same size as the tile, it might just it might just feel a little bit more continuous. If you have a question for me that you would like to be featured on the show, please don't hesitate to ask. You can reach out to me at Zandra@slowstylehome.com. I will answer you back via email and then eventually put your question on the show in case it's relevant to anyone else who's listening.